Shawty called me 3 in the morning, cause she wanna sit on the throne. Yeah, I'm with another bitch, you know I'm on my poly shit. You know this dick ain't regular, you know I got a schedule. Shawty called me 3 in the morning, cause she wanna sit on the throne. Yeah, I'm with another bitch, you know I'm on my poly shit.
You already know what it is, man. It's Guy King TV. I'm Patai, and I had a Patreon supporter hit me up asking me a question, and wanted me to do a video on it. So the question that was asked was, how do you not be jealous in a poly relationship? And to that point, you know, there's a definite understanding of why somebody would ask that and how you could become slightly jealous, because we all humans, so we all got feelings, right? Now, the thing that you want to keep in mind when we talk about something like poly, we're talking about the type of society we live in, the type of social norms that's so-called pushed on us versus what a lot of people would go as to say a certain type of conventional, but it's considered unconventional lifestyle or, you know, decision that you will make when it comes to how you relate to people. Now, when it comes to being poly, like I'm poly myself. And the thing about being poly that even I had to come to deal with at some point in time, but it's not hard for me. But I had to deal with being able to stand on what I deal with when I go through a poly relationships. You're gonna have all type of dynamics that play out in any relationship that you deal with. Now, the thing that adds the little razzle dazzle to the poly shit is that there's more people involved. So imagine how you have to learn to relate to people. You have to learn how to interact with people. So imagine how hard or complicated one relationship can be with somebody, right? In a so-called monogamous relationship. And that right there is based on a lot of different factors, right? So now that's also increased when you deal with a poly relationship. Now, it doesn't have to always be complicated at all, right? Because we're talking about a poly relationship where mostly everybody, if they're not, they should be able to be a communicator. You want to be able to understand that the first thing that you got to learn to deal with when you are dealing with a poly relationship is you got to learn to communicate, and you got to be able to deal with motherfuckers who gonna communicate honestly, and you got to have people around who genuinely understand that concept. You cannot go, and this is just for any relationship, but very much so when you're dealing with poly type of relationships, because there are more people in this motherfucker, right? So the thing about it that's so you know, hard for sometimes people to deal with when it comes to poly relationship and the jealousy aspect is that we have to really learn to answer to our true feelings about ourselves first. You know, so what that means is that if, for example, let's say I'm dealing with a shorty and you know, we on our poly shit, I like her a lot. And she also, we might have been going steady and she ain't had no other nigga she kind of found that piqued her interest. And, you know, let's say maybe 2 months go by. Me and her been talking for 4 months. She meets somebody 2 months later. And, you know, me and her kind of been vibing and bonding. And now somebody else comes around now. And she's like, you know what? You know, I kind of met this guy the other night when I went out with my homegirls. And, you know, I just wanted to see what's up and blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, we've been talking lately. And we're going to go on dates. We're going to talk. And we're going to kind of, you know, see where it goes, too. I like him, too. The thing about that and the reality is that a lot of the times, what does that mean for you or what it might mean for you? What it might mean for you is that there's going to be less time that you get to spend with that person at the moment where you started doing what? Getting comfortable. You started getting comfortable with this person. You know, y'all talking more, you know, and you vibing. And keep in mind, y'all both poly. And, you know, you may be really liking her. Well, ladies, you might be really liking him. And then somebody else come around and they kind of like they vibe too, you know, and they just want to see what's up because y'all open. I mean, you know, y'all already got a good rapport. Y'all fucking, y'all hanging out, y'all going places, y'all got jokes, y'all, you know, y'all bonded. Now somebody else come along and they kind of get to steal some of that so-called time that you having with this person. You kind of almost probably even got into a nice little system, you know. Our weekends, you know, I started really getting in the groove of us goddamn kicking it on Saturday night. I was always looking forward to Saturday night. Now you going out with this motherfucker. Or, ladies, that nigga might be goddamn putting the old goddamn razzle dazzle on for another bitch. And you might be in your feelings. Because you don't get to spend that much time just yet. And there's always time for shit to progress later where it can even be, somebody else bringing y'all in. Y'all actually finally meet probably or whatever type of dynamics y'all may have. Like me, I'm the type of motherfucker where any woman I deal with, Shawty, you can do what you want to do. I ain't got to meet your homeboy. I don't got to know who, we could talk about issues that have happened. But I don't have to meet the nigga. I don't have to know the nigga. It ain't that serious because what you do outside of our relationship is what you do. And that's on you. And so one of the things I think that helps people get through a situation where they might find themselves jealous with a poly relationship is one, mind your business. And what I mean by that is that if they have another little situation going on, cool. If you are of the type of person to understand why you're in a poly relationship, more than likely you're dealing with a certain level of understanding about people. And one of those things is that you can't possess people. You can't control people. And the more you try to control somebody, what happens is that it actually backfires on you. One, because the thing that you want to get used to, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius where we already are, and we're talking about Uranus is in Taurus. So we're talking about the way that we view relationships is shifting and changing. Everything is changing. And those old model formulas that we used to go by, that our parents did, everything that was imposed on us, is a lot of that shit is breaking down. And so if you're not poly yet, but this is for the people who are poly, the thing that you have to keep in mind is that love is based on appreciating somebody. It's not based on trying to control nobody. So what will make you get through this situation a lot better if you find yourself having little bouts of jealousy and little moments where they might get a little bit more time right now, is you learn to just appreciate the person that you was dealing with and that you are dealing with. You might have had got them 3 days a week. Y'all was kicking it, nigga. Netflix Mondays, you know what I'm saying? Hulu Tuesdays, you know what I'm saying? Wednesday, y'all might have got some goddamn tacos or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And now that shit getting cut short. And so now you may be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I was getting comfortable. What you have to keep in mind is that you got to appreciate people. So you got to be very, very appreciative of the people and their time when they are spending it with you. Now, the thing that makes it even better is that if you are spending quality time with somebody, right? One thing I tell the women that I deal with is if I make your life easier, don't make mine harder. And, if I appreciate you, I appreciate you. And, that's one of the things that's going to always help you get through some things. Why? What's going to help you? Yeah, you see how to put the smoking music on now. Yeah, you see how the music just come back on once the nigga starts smoking, man. What's going to help you appreciate that person is when you can sit back and just reflect on the times where, y'all had a good time. And now, they might be laid up with somebody, cuddling up with somebody, might be getting to know somebody else. What you want to do is just appreciate them and just show love. Always admit love. Express yourself. And if you are having a hard time processing that, the main thing that you can do is just express yourself to that person. Talk to them, communicate to them. If it's making you uneasy, just always come with love, though. You want to come with love. You want to reassure the person that you are dealing with, that you're having a feeling of, jealousy. You want to come to them in a way where it's not even confrontational. You want to keep everything on the up and up and everything positive because you want to be happy for people. If you really operate from a place of love, what you want to do is to seek resolution in all the situations that you deal with, especially somebody you fucking, right? So you just come to it with love. Hey, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Y'all enjoying yourself? Yeah, you know what? All right, well, I just want you to know I've been thinking about you. I really miss you a lot. I really miss you. And it's making me kind of feel some type of way because I don't get to see you, but I know it's understandable. I just want you to know I'm thinking of you and I miss you. You don't go into it, we don't spend enough time, you know what I'm saying, what's up? You don't do that. That make a motherfucker not want to fuck with you even more. You push people away when you try to possess somebody, especially in the sense of a poly relationship where you can be very jealous, and it can happen. But life is life, and you sign up for that type of relationship when you deal with it. Because why? Poly is represented under Aquarius anyway. It's represented under Uranus anyway. It's represented under the conventional and unstable or progressive nature. And so that deals with the intellectual aspect. That deals with a certain level of detachment, but it's an intellectual one. It's one that you should understand when you deal with relationships. The most people can't handle a poly relationship. Why? Because they have been taught how to just be monogamous or deal with this so-called ownership and possessive type of love. And that's not even our true love nature anyway as black people. So for real, everybody as humans is really supposed to be in a position of learning to deal with unconditional love at its highest level. That's going to be the hardest part for people to get to. But before you get to unconditional love, because Aquarius comes before Pisces, you have to be able to get to a certain level of understanding and detachment when it comes to relationships. So you have to know. And what does that mean? I've been telling people for years, Age of Aquarius, you are supposed to be dating your best friend. You're supposed to be dating your best friend. You're supposed to be fucking your best friend. For everybody who got the misconception about how that works, you got to fuck your best friend. You got to date your best friends. Because you treat your friends totally different than the way you treat your partners in an intimate relationship when you just one-on-one and y'all on this monogamy tip, exclusive tip. It becomes so constrained. It becomes restrictive. And I mean that in a way, not every relationship is like that. What I mean is in the mindset that everybody on the planet has when they think of monogamy. If you are not dating your best friend, whether you are exclusive and monogamous, then you are still going to be having an issue when we move into the age of Aquarius, and it gets deeper and deeper. Uranus gets deeper into Taurus because why? Taurus doesn't like to change. They have to see the value in it, right? So when Uranus is in Taurus, the old ways of doing things ain't going to work no more. So we have to have freedom. Things change. You have to learn to have a certain level of detachment when you deal with relationships now. You have to be in a position of feeling good that you don't have a scarcity mindset. You have an abundance mindset. The only way to have that abundance mindset is to first deal with love. You don't control nobody. So you love who you love. You might like 5 people, but you really love this person right now because they've been with you longer. And these other 2 or 3 came along the way and they cool too. And they compliment your life and you have fun with them. And everybody understands that. You could be dating somebody and y'all been doing y'all thing. She finds somebody that she want to fuck with. And then y'all kind of fall back. And she said, hey, I'm kind of liking this person a little bit more and want to pursue this right now. You have to be happy for that. You have to be happy for that. You know, you got to value your relationships because if you had a real solid relationship with that person and they wanted to pursue somebody else on a more exclusive or even attempt to do monogamy or spend more time with that person, one thing for sure that's going to always stand out when you deal with this type of love is that that person knows you love them and you know you love that person. There's an understanding. And that understanding is going to always help y'all get through tough times. You know? And so remember, you just want to deal with love, man, at the highest level. You really want to deal with love and learn to appreciate people. So jealousy is going to be a natural thing if you start to get into this type of mindset where you feel like you may want to control them or you want to have more time, because we do get in those ruts sometimes where we definitely get comfortable with somebody or we get comfortable with a couple people, and then if they exit our life, then we'll get to a space where sometimes we'll feel lost or we'll have a type of identity crisis at the moment. Like, damn, I was just getting good with this, man. Damn, we was doing this and then this happened. Shit happens. But that level of detachment, you have to be able to go to a space of love. And unconditional love is where you really want to be at. You want to be happy for the people. You want to be happy because if they made your life great by having these relationships with you and experiences with you and being intimate with you, then you should be happy for them to even feel compelled to want to do that with somebody else. So once you put that in a certain type of mindset, then you can start to think a different way. You know, that's what you want. But, you know, I ain't want to be too long. I just want to drop some real good gold sack game, some real good red pill game. I really want to understand. I really want people to understand that when it comes to relationships, every time that you find yourself loving somebody, they're only bringing something out of you. So the love that you love for somebody else is really coming from within you. This is some deep shit. The Sufis talk about this shit heavy. But anyway, you already know what it is, man. It's God King TV, man. Appetite, man. Chill.
Shawty called me 3 in the morning, cause she wanna sit on the throne. Yeah, I'm with another bitch. You know I'm on my power shit. You know this dick ain't regular. You know I got a schedule. Shawty called me 3 in the morning, cause she wanna sit on the throne. Yeah, I'm with another bitch. You know I'm on my power shit. You know this